Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. The show has an NL East matchup. It's the Miami Marlins going up against the New York Mets. Well, Singy, as we come into this one, it's all about the sweep.
Yeah, and anytime there's a chance for the brooms to come out, the pressure is definitely on. We'll see if they can find a way to salvage at least one in this series.
First pitch coming your way next. Just about to get underway. And today's starting pitcher, Sean Manaea. And Singy, we were talking earlier about how he's doing a great job navigating through tough spots.
I've just been so impressed with when it seems like there's more pressure, he's more calm and settles in. He's done an incredible job with runners in scoring position. Most guys, they get a little tight, they start to aim the baseball, but for some reason, he gets looser, the ball comes out of his hand with more life, and he's able to wiggle off the hook of tough situations and get his team back in the dugout.
Otto Lopez, the leadoff batter, as he swings through it for strike one.
First pitch, 140.
Base knock right field. So a man on base to start the inning.
Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. Hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
And here is Griffin Conine. That's in there. Strike one. Conine recently earned Rookie of the Month honors.
The way this kid played over the last month, it's no wonder he got recognized for it. We'll see if he can keep it up as the league adjusts to him, though.
And that one is lifted in the air. Soto gets under it. Drops into the glove. One away.
Batting third, shortstop, Xavier
And time now for the
Edwards.
Marlins lineup. And so far this year, this has not been a very good offense.
Well, in this day and age, if you can't slug and get on base, that OPS has to be at a certain level. If you're going to produce runs, give your pitchers an opportunity as they're facing tough offenses as well.
Here's the shortstop at the plate, Xavier Edwards. He's going to finish with a new career high in stolen bases, Chris. Runner on the move. Pitch is low. And safe. It's a stolen base.
Well, we all know this team is struggling right now, and sometimes you just got to do something different to generate some offense. A little more aggressive right there to put the pressure on the opponent. We'll see if it pays off on the scoreboard for this team.
Oh, and they're going to tag the pitcher with a pitch clock violation. That's an automatic ball.
The pitcher must begin his motion before the pitch timer runs out. We're looking for a little more urgency out there.
The pitch timer expired before he started his windup, so that's a ball.
That must be incredibly frustrating for the pitcher, but this is all about creating more action and speeding up the game, and it's working.
And foul ball.
Well, the best way to shake off yesterday's struggles is to get on the board.
Base knock center field. Lopez around third. He scores and they have the lead. It's an RBI single, 1-0.
Well done. Drives in the run. I can watch bases like that one all day long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field.
Now here is Jonah Bride. Here's the pitch. Runner on the goal. There's the ball. Safe at second, and that was not close.
You know, having a good lead is so key when you're stealing bases, even if you've got great speed. But if you don't have great speed but can get an extended lead and a good jump, you can steal bases on a catcher who can really throw it. That's a nice job right there.
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Got him looking. That's a strikeout. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit. It's now a 1-0 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. And we're back. And our pitcher in this game, Edward Cabrera. What do we need to know here?
Well, it hasn't been a great year so far in terms of ERA, but he's had some decent games, and there have been some flashes of greatness, if you will. We'll see today if he's able to get ahead of hitters and perhaps get some swings and misses, put himself in a position to bring that ERA down, because you know in the back of his mind, beyond the W, he wants to have a better earned run average.
Francisco Lindor leading things off and takes a strike. Lindor with another scorching run of play lately.
We've gotten used to seeing him put together impressive stretches throughout his career, Boog. When he's going like he is right now, it's really fun to watch him.
The 1-1 is fouled off. One and two now. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
I think he might have gotten away with one right there. That was a very hittable pitch right over the heart of the plate, and I know that batter is kicking himself right now. Would like to get that pitch again. Just pulled the string on it, and the deception gets him the K.
Here's Brandon Nimmo. And he hits a ground ball right side. Bride takes it himself. 2 up, 2 down.
Batting third.
Let's take a peek at the Mets lineup here. All right, Siggy, how about all the talent in this lineup?
They're deep, first and foremost, but the way that they can manipulate their personnel for matchups and everything else, it's very intelligent the way that they use their team. And I think it creates a little bit of uncertainty for opposing teams, especially in a big game, big series.
And there's a foul ball. Soto was named Player of the Month recently, and that's not the first time that's happened this year.
Ouch.
Take your base.
He seems to have lost a little bit of focus on executing that pitch right there, not staying through the target, and clearly not the release point he wanted.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. There's a swing and a drive. Sanchez going back. Pulls it in on the warning track. Mets strand 1. They trail here 1-0. Back here at Citi Field. Now here is Eric Wagaman. Manaea back to work. And there's a ball.
That's a ball. 1-0.
Swing and a miss. Our umpire for this one, Freddie Ferguson, a consistent umpire by all accounts.
Yeah, I think the book on him is that he's not necessarily by the book with his strike zone. But once you figure out where he's calling strikes, you can pretty much count on him to stay with that throughout the game.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. And up next for Miami, Graham Pauley. Outside low, 1-0. Fans don't really understand the familiarity and relationship players and coaches have with umpires. I mean, you see them a lot.
Yeah, Boog, they're all out there trying to do their best and perform at a high level. So when you respect that, I think over time you can develop a relationship with them.
As the game has moved along, we see more and more information supplied by teams about the umpires. I've been in clubhouses where they have pictures of all 4 umpires, nicknames, hometowns, and as well hobbies listed, just so you can kind of small talk the umpire a little bit.
That's great.
Ramirez, in his rookie season, 23 years old, and he was born in the Dominican Republic. That one finds the zone. 0-2 now. And they'll do it again. 2 out, space is empty. That one ran inside, almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
2 strikes.
Another one. That's 5 straight strikeouts. And 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. But they're on top 1-0. Bottom of the inning, and stepping in for New York, Mark Vientos. Swing and a miss. There's the slider. Going 1.
0-1.
Swing and a line drive, base hit out into center field. And a good start to the inning.
Everything came together for him. Fastball pretty much middle, and that's what you fall asleep
Jeff
dreaming about as a hitter.
McNeil.
So no surprise he put a great swing on it.
And now here's Jeff McNeil. 5 for 13 in the series. And that is out of play. The 0-1. Runner takes off. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. Now move to first.
No, he's safe.
Vientos on at first. Nobody out. Runner goes again. Swing and a miss. Throw to second. He's safe. And the tying run is now in scoring position. Here's the catcher, Francisco Alvarez.
He's been tearing it up at the plate recently. Can make it a 5-game hitting streak with the knock in this one.
Hit in the air, left field. Squeezes it, and there are 2 outs.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Jesse Winker in the box here. Lets that one go for a ball.
1-0.
Tying run and scoring position here in the finale of this 4-game set. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup. Winker
1 ball, 1
with some
strike.
impressive production lately. Swing and a miss. There's that changeup.
You don't stick at the major league
1-2.
level unless you can string together consistently solid performances. Right now, he's showing us why he's lasted in the big leagues.
That's a ball.
Missed with a changeup, and that's ball 2. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. 1 hit, 1 left. We played 2 full. It's the Marlins 1 and the Mets nothing. Welcome back. Let's
Leading
check out
off
what's been
for
happening
Miami,
of late.
center fielder
Really been
Derek
struggling.
Hill.
Cut on and lifted in the air. Soto going after it. He's got it. One down.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
Otto Lopez digs in now. 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored so far. That's off the inside corner. Ball 1. 1 out, bases empty. That clips a corner.
That's a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That one fouled off. 2-2. Ground ball left side. Slinging it to first in time.
Now batting, right fielder Griffin Conine.
2 outs, base is empty. And now the right fielder, Griffin Conine. And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
Ball. 1-1.
Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
1-2 the count.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's 6 Ks for him in this one. And the Marlins down quietly. They lead it 1-0. And welcome back to the ballpark as we go to the last of the third. And stepping in for New York, Tyrone Taylor. And a strike.
0-1.
Strike 2.
All right, now he may have not liked either of those first 2 pitches
strikes.
or agreed with the umpire's calls, but at this point, he's going to have to bear down and be ready to hit anything close to the zone.
And a swing and a miss. Make it 4 strikeouts for him on the bump today. Made quick work of him right there, Siggy. I know that's the kind of at bat maybe leaves a lot of fans wondering what was he doing up there, right?
Yeah, and I get that. I mean, you take 2 straight strikes, then chase one way out of the zone. It's just not a good at bat. It'll leave you shaking your head as a hitter, if not worse. But there's always going to be those trips to the plate where you're just lost up there, and that was one of them for sure.
Lindor batting for the second time, and that's strike 1. Francisco Lindor at the plate. The Mets shortstop, originally drafted by Cleveland, and a guy with some serious power and an excellent defender. And there's a rocket into the outfield. Around first, heading for 2. Into second, and he's got a double. Man, Siggy, he hit that ball right on the sweet spot. According to StatCast, the exit velo 110 miles an hour.
Yeah, Boog. I mean, that right there is an absolute missile. And he just put a great swing on it, squared it up perfectly. Those are the ones that feel really good.
So up next, Brandon Nimmo. And that one finds its way through. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with 1 out.
Well, that's a smart decision to hold up with 1 out and the heart of the order coming up.
Now batting.
Don't want to run.
Two on, 1 out. So up next for New York, Juan Soto. And here's a slow roller. Lopez throws to first in time. There for the out. Runner scores from third. It looks like the weather could actually play a factor in this one. It's coming down pretty good.
Yeah, it is, and it's not too bad yet, but the field's not going to be able to hold up if the rain gets any worse than this. So keep an eye on the pitcher's mound as well, and the rest of the infield start to puddle up a little bit.
Alonso at the plate with 2 away. Swings through that one.
Well, strike one is so critical in a bat like this with a real threat at the plate looking to do damage.
Swing and a miss, and he was fooled.
Well, you got the hitter already chasing that nasty slider. If you're on the mound, you just want to expand the zone right now. Get a swing and miss and get through this at bat.
Goes down looking. A run on 2 hits, and they leave 1. 3 innings complete, all tied 1-1. All set for the start of the inning. Now it's the shortstop, Xavier Edwards. We haven't seen a break in the weather, and the umpires might be forced to make a decision soon.
Yeah, I think so, Boog. I mean, everyone looking and wondering when they're going to stop play. It definitely feels close.
Now batting.
Now here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Jonah Bride. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
1 ball, no strikes.
And a swing and a miss.
1-1.
Swing and a fly ball, well struck left field. Brings it in. And there's 1 away. And now for the Marlins, Jesus Sanchez. That's towards center. Taylor makes the grab for the second out. Now here's the Marlins DH, Eric Wagaman. And that's through there for a strike. 0-1. Here goes the runner. Ball outside. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag.
Yeah, I like being aggressive right there with 2 outs. It's kind of a classic steal situation. You get thrown out, no big deal. That guy at the plate leads off the next inning. Now, a single to the outfield can push a run across.
Taylor moving under it, and that is that. Marlins leave 1. Still tied, 1-1. Welcome back as we take a check of the current standings.
Third baseman, Mark Vientos.
Swings and misses. It's 0-1.
Well, these Mets, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations, and that's been true again today.
Ball 1 there.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand. You had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
Into the outfield, base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away. Francisco Alvarez will hit next. He's 0 for 1. And that's outside. And it's 1-0. Pickoff move to first. Dives back out. 2 down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. And a foul ball. Foul ball there. And the righty deals. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Mets go down quickly. Score remains tied 1-1. Welcome back.
Leading
Quite
off
a
for
pitcher's
Miami,
duel so
third
far.
baseman,
Here's how the starters
Graham
have
Hawley.
performed up to this point. Minaya back to work. On the ground. Over to first. And the leadoff hitter retired in the fifth. Agustin Ramirez,
Now
the
batting,
next up for the
number
Marlins.
50.
First pitch doesn't find the zone. Base is empty, one away, and we're at the top of the fifth. Out towards right center field, Soto. And it's caught for the out. And now the center fielder, Derek Hill.
Now batting, the center fielder, Derek Hill.
Up the middle. And save. He busted it down the line for that infield single.
Boogie doesn't care how he does it. He just wants to get on base. And when he does, that puts him in a position to do some damage, put some pressure on the defense as well. His wheels are truly a weapon out there.
Snap throw behind the runner, but he's safe. 2 outs. And now 2-1.
This is a great dynamic right here. Speedy runner at first, thinking about taking second. Catcher with the pop time that leaves Jaws on the floor. This might get interesting, Boo.
And a foul ball.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitters.
Well, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it for the inning. One left for Miami. Score remains deadlocked at 1. Welcome back as we take a peek at the starting pitching so far this year.
Hitter, Jesse Winker.
That one hammered, but pulled foul.
Well, these Mets finding ways to get on base, but they still need help driving them home. They only have 1 hit with runners in scoring position, so a lot of squandered opportunities. It's tough because those are moments you just can't get back.
That's off the mark, and the count 1-2. Swing and a ground ball. On to first. 1 up, 1 down.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball
Now
out of the air.
center
Lets the
fielder,
defense work behind him with another ground ball.
Taylor.
Good execution.
Yeah, that's fouled off. Taylor in his 6th season, 31 years old, and he's usually in right field, but today he's patrolling center. Line drive, base hit. So that will bring up the top of the order with 1 away.
All over that one right there.
Now
Everything
batting,
was on time and
shortstop,
fluid in that swing. Got a pitch he could get the barrel on and
Lindor.
lined it into center. Now let's see if they force some action with good wheels on the bases.
So the batting order turns over. And next for the Mets, Francisco Lindor. And fouled off.
Some guys love to make that adjustment from a corner spot to center field because in center you get the best view of the ball game. You're looking straight in at the hitter's area. On the corners, you're blocked a little bit.
Taylor, the base runner at first with 1 out. That's too low. 2-1. That one is absolutely belted. Going down. A 2-run blast. It's 3-1.
He's swinging a red-hot bat. This isn't the first home run we've seen him hit these last few games, and it probably won't be the last. I wasn't sure he hit that one as hard as he needed to get it out of here, but it had just enough behind it for the homer. What an attempt at the wall, though. He really gave a terrific effort to try and bring that one back.
One down, and stepping in for New York, Brandon Nimmo. That pitch in for a strike, 0-1.
Love it here at Citi Field. You know, it replaced Old Shea Stadium back in 2009, and Chipper Jones was really sad to see it go. It's actually the third home of the Mets since they started out at the Polo Grounds for 2 seasons before Shea was finished.
That one missed.
1-2.
Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Ronnie Enriquez appears to be getting loose. Fauché getting cranked up as well. Caught him looking for the K.
Up next for the
And
Mets,
now it's Juan Soto.
right fielder,
He has, as they like to say,
Soto.
Let me guess, Boog. Light tower power?
that's right. Swing and a miss, chased it out of the zone.
No balls. 1 strike.
He swings and fouls one off.
This guy's seen 2 changeups in a row. Could be a little vulnerable for a fastball right here.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. No throw, and he reaches safely.
Now batting.
Here comes the
first
manager out of the
baseman,
dugout,
Pete
and he'll make a move to the
Alonso.
bullpen. Edward Cabrera is done. Just never found his groove, wasn't able to settle in. New arm coming on. Back in a moment.
Pitching for
Ronnie
Miami.
Enriquez taking
Number
over on the
32.
mound.
Well, you see the ERA
Ronnie
very
Enriquez.
solid, and that doesn't always tell you the whole story, but he's been really good so far this year.
Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. Runner puts on the brakes at second, so it's first and second
Now
with
batting.
2 out.
Third baseman, Mark
And now it's Mark
Vientos.
Vientos. 1 for 2. He was late there. Strike 1.
0-1.
Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. Bangs off the wall. 1 run is in. Alonso is waved home. And he's out.
Yeah, you're out.
Cut down, and that ends the inning. Another look at the long ball from Francisco Lindor. It's now 4-1. Back after this on the show. Let's check out some
Leading
notable
off
Cy
for
Young
the
candidates
Marlins,
so far
right
this
fielder,
year.
Griffin Conine.
Oh, and they're going to tag the
that's a
pitcher
ball.
with a pitch clock violation. That's an automatic ball.
Well, after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
Went with the sweeper for the strike.
You know, these Marlins just lacking discipline at the plate in this ballgame. Chasing pitches has been a big part of the story. We've seen it quite a bit today. It's been tough for them to make contact at times, and it just doesn't look like they're seeing it very well as a group.
In the air, left field, down the line, and that's a fair ball. Around first, digging for 2. He makes it safely with a leadoff double in the 6th.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but
Up
found
next
a way.
for the
Just a
Marlins,
big hit behind
shortstop,
third right there.
Xavier
And that's
Edwards.
a really tough play for a third baseman or shortstop to get to, and the same for the left fielder. So he just found a perfect place to drop that one in right there.
And here comes the Mets manager to the mound. Pitching change coming. That's it for Sean Manaea. It's a 3-run game, and we'll be back to tell you about the new arm in a minute.
Now pitching.
Taking over on the mound for the Mets, Jose Buto.
And this is an
Jose
important part of this game.
Buto.
Tight score and still a lot of outs to get. So they're looking for a big outing out of him right here to get some critical outs.
The batter now, Xavier Edwards. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. He's got it. And there's one away.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into
Now
his
batting,
highest
first baseman,
gear
Jonah
and go a long
Fry.
way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Right. The next to hit takes ball 1. And fires in a fastball at 95. Swings through that one for strike 2. 1 out and a runner at second, and we're in the top half of the 6th.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
To third. Fair ball. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score easily, and it's an RBI single, and now just a 2-run deficit. Runner on at first with 1 runner on to go. This one swung on and hit well. Way back there. And that one is out of here. A towering shot to center. His 12th of the season, and it ties it up. It's 4-4. He only needed 1 swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off.
And now here's the Marlins DH, Eric Wagaman. 0 for 2 in this one.
Now pitching
New
for the
pitcher on
Mets.
now, Paul Blackburn.
Number 58.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take
Paul
deep this season.
Blackburn.
You usually have to string some hits together in order to get to him.
And ball
That's the ball.
1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And a big swing and a miss. Still only 1 out here in the inning. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Graham
Now
Pauley,
batting,
the next up
third
for the
baseman,
Marlins.
Graham Pauley.
That's outside.
out.
Ball 1.
No base hits in the series for him so far, and it's clearly been a rough one. You just hope he's not pressing too hard, because that just compounds things. It makes the slump even longer.
And there's the 3rd out. That'll do it for the inning. 2-run shot for Miami this inning. All even now at 4 apiece. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back at the ballpark. And in this series, it has been ugly on the mound as we look at the numbers. Swings and misses and 1 down below the zone. Miami's bullpen with some action. Jesus Tinoco getting ready to go. Fauché, a hard-throwing right-hander, up as well. And down on strikes. And there's 1 down.
Well, they didn't want to go after him with the fastball at all, and that at bat,
Now
nothing
batting,
but
catcher,
off-speed stuff.
Francisco
Even with all the changeups coming,
Alvarez.
somehow he was still early on the swing. So I think he had to be thinking it was only a matter of time until he saw some heat.
Francisco Alvarez up now for the Mets. This is a guy who is very highly regarded defensively. Fun to watch him control stuff behind the plate. Good game caller, good at framing, but it's that big arm that really stands out. Reiner, and this could be trouble. Now he'll turn for second. And he's into second base with one away as the go-ahead run.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Solid swing from start to end. On time with everything. Really good balance. Nice extension. And he made it out front for the line drive knock. A chance now to take the lead. And at this point in the game, that could be a deciding run.
Here's Jesse Winker. Line drive. Caught. Throw cut off to second. To second with the throw and no chance to get back. It's a double play. One hit in the inning, but no one left. We're through 6 full, and we are tied 4-4. Back at the ballpark as we take a check of the bullpen so far this season. Swing and a foul straight back. Swing and a high fly ball right field. Soto hauls it in, and there's one away.
Now batting, center fielder,
the next up for the Marlins. And that gets the inside corner for a strike.
Trying to keep good speed off the bases.
Swing and a miss as he was late that time. All tied up here in the top half of inning number 7. In the air right side. And there's 2 away. And at the plate for Miami, Otto Lopez. First pitch misses. Fastball for a strike. Line drive. He's got it. And that is that. No runs, no hits.
Pitching for
We're
Miami.
back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Jesus Tinoco.
And as relievers go, he's not a big strikeout guy. He tries to force weak contact, so command and execution are huge for him.
Digging in, Tyrone Taylor. Swing and a miss. Missed that by a mile.
0-1.
That's strike 1. High fly ball, pretty well struck out towards right center. That one's back there. Out of here! A shot to the opposite field. Home run number 10 on the year. And just like that, they're out front. It's 5-4.
He was able to hit one out in this weather. Are you kidding me? How did he do that? That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow through to drive it out of here.
And now it's Frankie Lindor. And there's a strike.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning. With the big bats coming up and a home run already surrendered, he's really going to have to execute against these next couple of batters.
The 0-2. Battling here as he fouls it away. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here at the bottom of the 7th. Flails at that one. It's a strikeout. So digging in, Brandon Nimmo. 1 for 3. Swing and a miss, and that one missed by a ton.
0-1.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand looks so good, and then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
Comes up empty.
0-2.
That one's upstairs,
1-2.
ball one. And that one missing
2-2.
inside, a sharp slider. And a base hit up the middle. So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Well, a swing like that can help you come out of this struggle. We saw the numbers coming into the ball game, but all he's trying to do at this point is help his team win.
Here's Juan Soto. Swings and chases a low one there.
Well, the hitter shows
0-2.
the pitcher that he's willing to go after that pitch down in the zone. So perhaps he'll come back to it, still try to get that ground ball double play.
Got him. And there are two down.
Way out in front of that inside pitch there. Just exactly the opposite kind of approach that you want with two strikes. You want to let the ball travel. Make sure you recognize it. Try to shorten up so that you can at least put the ball in play. Clearly fooled, but I think even more so, you question the two-strike approach.
Nimmo off of first with two away. High fly ball lifted in the air right field. Konai makes the grab. That is the inning. The Mets do pick up a run on this solo blast. It's now a 5-4 ball game. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show. Taking a look at some notable Rookie of the Year candidates this season.
Leading off for Miami, right fielder Griffin Conine.
Blackburn back to work. Just
No,
missed.
1-0.
Next offering in there for a strike. And the count 1-1. And that one fouled off. Looking to get the tying run on base. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Not close
2-2.
with that one. It's 2-2. And that's ripped for a base hit. Off to a good start with a leadoff knock. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle.
Just missed.
Way to lay off that pitch down. If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position. With two strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
On the ground, 2 ball. On to second, they get one. Over to Alonso, double play.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
Jonah Bride, the next up for the Marlins. And the first offering is not close. And another ball.
No, that pitch not even close. A 2-0 count now. He can't be over aggressive. He's got to make sure that pitch is right on a tee for him.
In the air, left field, down the line, and it drops in. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
A late jump, and I think that was the difference on the play, Boo.
Now
It's not always easy seeing the ball off the bat.
Sanchez.
Something to improve.
2 down. Here's the left fielder, Jesus Sanchez. He's already homered here in this one. First pitch, not close.
Well, with the tying run at first base, he's looking for something he can get a lot of barrel on, drive it into a gap, and score that run from first base.
1-1.
There's a strike. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. Makes the grab, and that's the 3rd out. Marlins leave 1. Still down a run. It's 5-4.
Pitching for
Back
Miami.
now, new pitcher on the mound
Number
as we roll into the
37.
bottom of the 8th. Anthony Bender.
He's certainly been one of their better relief
Leading
pitchers this
off
season.
with
The
a
numbers are really
third
solid, so
baseman,
they feel great about handing the ball over to him.
Marquez.
Time called. Pinch hitter coming on, Brett Beatty. And that is downstairs. And that's ball 1.
1-0.
That one to first.
Foul ball.
And that's just foul. Not even
2-1.
close there. And it's 2-1. In the air, left side. Sanchez on the run. And there's 1 down. Jeff McNeil stands in.
3-pitch strikeout last time up. Got to put up more of a fight in this one.
And that's in there at the knees. Action in the pen
No
down
balls,
there.
1 strike.
Declan Cronin preparing to come on if needed. Fauché warming up as well. Got him swinging. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees. 2 down, bases empty. Francisco Alvarez up now for the Mets.
Alvarez.
And first offering is fouled off. 2 down, nobody on. Here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Hard on the ground to first. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. We go to the 9th, and now the DH, Eric Wagaman.
Now pitching for the Mets. Number 39. Edwin Diaz.
Right through there for a strike. Check swing, and that's a ball.
That's big right there,
1-1.
being able to check your swing. Think about the count swing. Instead of 0-2, he's sitting 1-1 against a really good arm.
McNeil gets it to first. Now 1 gone in the 9th.
Those plays can be tricky. They're routine, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be smooth. He delivered a good play right there.
Graham Pauley, the next up for the Marlins. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
Well, they've kept him pretty quiet in this series. Still doesn't have a knock. I know you want to get that first knock out of the way. Maybe more will come, but you got to give some credit to the pitching staff. They've had a great plan against him.
1 down, base is empty. Popped up to the left, into foul ground. Brings it in, out. Number 2. At the plate, Agustin Ramirez. That pitch in for a strike. 0-1. Swing and a foul out of play. The Marlins down to their final strike. Got him, and that's the ball game.
This team secures a winning season with the W today, and regardless of what else happens the rest of the way, you know that you're a winning ball club. So a little bit of pressure off, put your foot on the gas, and just see where you can finish from this point on.
Close one here today, and your final 5-4. They hang on to win it by a run. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.